outside.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It was a
Got
beautiful
outside.
weekend. Yes.
It was
Yes.
a spectacular weekend. Got all the yard work done that we needed to do, except for our little. My daughter did my nails.
Oh, beautiful. Look at that.
Spending
Cool.
time. We were spending quality time together. Except this is the good stuff. The stuff that smells like toxin.
Oh, you got
Ew.
the real stuff. Yeah.
No, we just found it, and we're like, "Oh, yeah, I think I wore that to my sister's wedding." That's how old that nail polish is. Probably shouldn't be wearing
Ooh.
it, but
Take like paint thinner to get it off or something.
yeah, I'll have to get turpentine
Yeah.
to get that off, but
They do have
anyways,
stuff out there that's more holistic, I
lots
think.
of yard work.
Yeah. And it's still there.
Oh my gosh. I can't remember the last time my hair, I just washed it and put gel on it, and it's just making me crazy, so I apologize for the rough look this morning. They make some fantastic gels and even some shellacky kind of stuff you put under the UV lights that are all natural now as well. So yes, if you regularly put nail polish on, there are some really great non-toxic non-toxic that you should do. So
Oh, that's amazing because actually for some reason yesterday, and I'm not that type of person to go and get pedicures and manicures or anything like that. I really it's not that I'm not treating myself, it's just the fact that I have no desire to do it. But yesterday I just felt like I really needed to go get a pedicure for some reason. Maybe because I was walking around barefoot and I
could you
was
get
looking
it?
at my feet. But I
Could
can't
you
right
get a
now.
pedicure?
No, I don't think you can get one.
Well, I was gonna say
No.
I didn't think you could get one.
No, you can't right
As
now, but I just really wanted one.
Wendy
Uh,
has
I needed somebody to do it for me though, because I really didn't want to do it myself. I didn't want to have to sit down. But I mean, this time of year when I used to get my nails done and different things like that, it's just kind of pointless for me because my hands are in the dirt. I don't usually wear nail polish because of, I don't know, I was brainwashed when I was in nursing school that nail polish was the devil. And, when you're working with clients, I guess maybe back then we didn't wear gloves as much. I don't know, but it had a tendency to chip off and then it would be bacteria and all these different things. That's why I was never one
it's
to
because
wear rings and
you can't see the dirt under the nails. That's
that
why.
too. Yeah.
Yeah, same in the restaurant industry, you're not
Yeah.
to wear nail polish because then you can't see the dirt under the fingernails.
Yeah. So I've never been one to really want to do that kind of stuff. I've never had beautiful nails anyways. I mean, I got them done special times in my life when I got married and different things like that. But as far as polish, if anything, it's like a nude color as opposed to bright red. I was never bright red. And all this stuff with nails and stuff like that out there nowadays with all the different, this is not me at all, at all. I could not care
Mhm.
less, to be honest with you. But a nice pedicure sometimes is kind of a nice little treat. And I'm kind of looking forward to everything opening back up again in May and being able to just soak my feet a little bit and have somebody pamper me a little bit. So I don't know. That's
Yes.
what I was doing this weekend. I don't do my nails because they're in the dirt. I was cleaning the gardens this weekend and
That's
playing in the
beautiful,
fire.
yeah.
Yeah, all these different things, just like you. It was a beautiful weekend.
It was so nice to see the rain. Still not that much, but it'll be nice to have the grass and the flowers come up and things like that. So today we were gonna talk about the blood type diet. What is it? And I know that we often, yep, eat right for your blood type. And again, you can grab that at any used store.
Yeah.
The Bay Books probably has quite a few here in Sudbury region. You can order it on Amazon, you get it in Kindle, or you can just Google it. I love that. Google
Yes.
it.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's the premise of it. I know you were, do you know what blood type you are?
I believe I'm just an O negative, which I think is just like the common one. I had it done. Oh, excuse me. Sorry, Mandy. I typed the good morning to you and I typed your name wrong. Anyways, good morning, Mandy. We I had used to give blood a long time ago, and at that point was typed, and they give you the card, and it had your type on it. And I believe I was RH negative. But I haven't done it in a long time, so I don't know. And you, I don't think really know what you are at this point either, right?
No, my parents say that they are AB or something like that, so it's kind of like,
Mhm.
"Oh, am I
I
AB?
know
Am
my
I
mother
AB?"
is that rare one that when she gives blood, it goes straight to the preemies.
I
It's
don't know
that
what that
rare one
is.
that is universal to everybody. And yeah, so she does that. Well, she used to do that every once in a while. When I was growing up, anyways, she doesn't do it so much anymore because she's on medications and different things like that because she's older. But
Mhm, mhm.
um, yeah, so that was one of her things, and I always remember that about her. Um, Go ahead.
No, it's okay.
But the blood
Excellent.
type diet, actually, I found it kind of interesting. And I can actually type people through with my blood analysis. But at this point, Ontario regulations, or is it Government Health Canada, has put in some stipulations that to get the products that I need for blood typing, I was getting them from out west, and they have to be um, not shipped more than 48 hours or something like that because of the containment situation
Mhm.
and them going bad. So I have to find a supplier in Ontario to be able to do that. And then that way I can get them shipped overnight, the serums that
Yeah,
I
'cause
need.
we were joking about doing drive-by
Yeah.
blood typing,
Yeah.
so we could do that, but you can get kits on Amazon. I probably will try and do that this week,
Yeah. I wonder though,
even though I've
too,
spoke about it a little bit, but
yeah,
yeah,
I wonder if that Healthcare Canada stipulations apply to that or not, because it would be the
I don't
same
know, it's a
serum.
kit.
Yeah, it's the same serums unless they, I don't know. I don't know how they work. So, but anyways, the blood type diet itself, actually,
Mhm.
you know what? I find it kind of fascinating because you and I, we've both been very um, fascinated with the whole genetic aspect of nutritional diets for people. Really going deep into the DNA situations, finding out all the SNPs and all these different things, and then providing a diet for people that around that. And I think this blood type dieting is kind of like the grandfather of that kind of situation. That whole philosophy of really being personalized nutrition, which is
Mhm.
I find you're really cool, anyways.
Oh, yeah, for sure, for sure. I think it's
Mhm.
amazing. But so, like, if you don't know, like, we are using the, kind of course, we have our books, but it's a lot to go through there again, but it's kind of the Coles notes, we're kinda using WebMD, and Josh Axe actually has a great little thing
Yeah.
here as well. So, um, we're just like type A actually, um, they're 42% of North Americans have blood.
Maybe that is the common one. 40. I don't know. There is a common one that goes across the whole board. You're breaking up on us, Dana, a little bit and freezing. So so yeah, one of the more common ones, the
Organic foods are said to be sensitive to pesticides in their research that they've done. Most meats avoid dairy and meat, period. Eat gluten-free diet, avoid all wheat and barley and rye. Do not drink alcohol or caffeine, or not too much. It says not too much. Drink lots of herbal teas and water and not too much coffee. Low impact calming exercises like yoga, walking, tai chi, and include supplements that have calcium, iron, vitamin A, and vitamin E, which is kind of cool.
it's very specific, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really, really neat, actually. And then when you're looking at the WebMD, they just pretty much say the same thing. Lean meat. Oh, sorry. That's you. Meat-free, fruit and vegetables, legumes. It does say whole grains here, organic and fresh. People with blood type A have a sensitive immune system. That's kind of cool. Did you want to talk about your O, or do you want me to go into
Yeah, no,
just
because that it seems kind of funny because it says that type O blood people, and I believe I'm type O. really need a high protein diet that's heavy on lean meat. And I'm not a meat eater. And before I even went vegetarian, oh my goodness, almost 20 years ago now, I was never a meat eater. I can't, like, even this, like my parents, I think I told this story before, but even my parents that would, they barbecue, they're big meat eaters, big meat eaters. And they would have steak or whatever for dinner, and I would only be able to eat a small portion of it, and I would feel bloated, and maybe it's because I was lacking or hydrochloric acid back in the day. I don't know, but just feel bloated and heavy, and I just
Well, it's
couldn't seem to
interesting that
digest, and I just couldn't
in
handle it.
Josh's site here, he says eat low carb, especially high in protein. Eat a variety of fish as your key protein. Eat less carbohydrates and sugar, such as fruit or grain. Eat full fat dairy in moderation. Avoid peanuts, corn, legumes, beans, and grains. So a lot of paleo, right? Do aerobic exercises such as running, jogging, and cycling. See how you're just drawn right to that cycling?
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of cool.
That is cool. Yeah, now I'm kind of interested to see if I can't remember. Maybe, yeah.
I don't know.
I don't
I
know
don't know. So if you're
either.
having a difficult time, this is a great, I mean, I talked about this morning. I mean, there's no right way or wrong way. It's really understanding how your body adapts and staying in the calm cycle and that not being in fight or flight is really going to help you understand what your body is really needing, not for emotional feeding, but for actual intelligent nutritional eating.
Yeah.
So it's certainly journaling about what you're eating and how your body responds mentally, but also physically,
Mm-hmm.
is really going to help you identify the best way to eat. And if you're having difficulty, certainly, and you want to understand things better, talk to us about blood type dieting or personalized dieting, just for you, resetting the body, anti-inflammatory, all sorts of different aspects to look at. For myself, it's always starting with that anti-inflammatory perspective and then right into that hormone balancing, because you need to feed the hormones to make the body and the world go round.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
it's interesting. Yeah. So, I mean, and for you, it's very, very cool because you see what's in the blood.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's interesting.
Yeah. And I mean, this whole concept, and I haven't really focused in on it so much, but the whole concept of eating right for your blood type is valid. I mean, they've really done a lot of research on it. They've done a lot of years and years. I mean, this has been around for a while. I don't remember exactly when it was first published or first looked into, but it's definitely very,
Mhm.
very valid way of looking at things. And now I'm really, really curious to see whether if I am an O type blood. And I can't remember because it's been so
But
long.
it does say that people with O, even though it does call for a protein-rich diet, they do have tummy trouble. So it might be that
Yeah.
that aspect of digestion that you may need those extra digestive
Enzymes.
enzymes
Yeah.
for protein absorption. But so blood type B, I thought that was kind of cool. We go from A, which is mostly vegetarian, and they're sensitive people. Then we go to blood type B, which is avoid corn, wheat, buckwheat, lentils, tomatoes, peanuts, sesame seeds. I mean, what else is there to eat? No, kidding.
chicken
The
chicken can be a little problematic, and
yeah,
so
yeah,
I'm looking towards a little bit more of a again, maybe that paleo kind of diet where you're looking at your green vegetables,
yep.
eggs
Eggs.
maybe. I'm not quite sure paleo if it has eggs in it, but meats,
Paleo would have eggs because it's a
yeah,
natural. It's natural.
and low fat dairy. So
Yeah,
you know,
although paleo is a high fat dairy, but
mhm.
or I mean, I guess it depends. But B is sort of that high meat, fruit, and vegetable, similar to the paleo diet. And dairies can be eaten if they are not tolerated and don't cause indigestion. So that may be part of that
Yeah,
digestive issue again, or it can just be intolerance. Drink green tea, water, and natural fruit juices. And again, running, jogging, and cycling is part of this blood type B, right?
yeah, yeah.
Avoid
No,
peanuts, avoid peanuts, of most glutens, and replace chicken with other protein sources. I think that chicken has to, honestly, the chicken, say I'm wrong, but the chicken is because you're corn intolerant, and that's usually what just chickens eat is corn.
Yeah, chickens eat corn. What do beef eat though?
Well, I
They
don't know.
grain, I guess.
It
Eh?
can be
Different kind of
grains.
grain. It's not necessarily
It can be
corn,
corn.
maybe.
Well, corn would be later
Hay.
in the later stages when you're actually
Yeah.
putting on fat and putting on that aspect.
Mhm.
Usually it's just hay and grasses.
Yeah, that
So,
makes kind of sense. Yeah, for sure.
yeah,
Yeah.
blood type AB. And so actually just let me go back up here for just a sec. When you're looking at the different blood types, again, you're looking at B. Only 10% of the North America is a blood type B.
Only 10%.
Only
Okay.
10%. And blood type AB is the least common blood type.
Yeah,
It's
that's
only
wrong.
about 4% in US have this type of blood type. And again, if you're doing the AB, you're looking at eat a variety of foods that are recommended by either A or B. Eat a variety of vegetables and fruits, seafood, fish, meat, dairy, legumes. Avoid too much red meat, right?
Yeah.
And seeds. Eat a variety of fish and seafood. Limit beans, corn, vinegar, and alcohol. Drink water, coffee, and green tea. Yay! And again, you can do a variety of different exercises. Now, the WebMD says focus on tofu,
Yeah.
seafood, dairy, green vegetables. They tend to have ABs, tend to have low stomach acid, and avoid caffeine, alcohol, and cured meats. I hope I'm not a AB.
Well, yeah, that's kind of funny, but I mean, like it's very, very specific, and from what I read a little bit in the book, and from what I seen here, they are very specific not to go out of the not to go out of bounds for this, and
Yeah.
it's really supposed to be for your very specific type. Let me see here. I'm just trying to find.
The window's open. It feels damp and cool. Sorry.
Mhm. And they're very like you have to stick to this diet because this is what's made for you specifically. I mean,
Mhm.
there's going to be obviously likes and dislikes, but from what I'm reading, people they're saying no, you have to stick to it straight to the
It's
letter, which is
cer
kind of rigid as far as I'm
It's
concerned.
rigid, exactly, and it's interesting because if you have a family of 5, then you may have to not that your blood types should sway out of the normal between each other,
Hmm.
but it's interesting that you would then have to, it'd be how you cook some things and not other things and have to do all those types. So it's just an interesting way to look at,
Yeah, a nutritional plan for yourself.
right, exactly. So, I
Yeah.
mean, if you were looking at that for yourself as a single person, or you're just the two of you, that is certainly something to consider if you're trying to make changes and you've done everything else.
Hmm.
Like, if you've done everything else, then of course you want to certainly give that a go.
Yeah,
I think you
I
tend
agree.
I think you instinctively probably lean, and I think that's what you were alluding to this morning. You instinctively move into that anyways.
I think so. If you're very aware of your body and you're really trying to um, condition yourself and listen for the cues and the signs of your body. And I
Mhm.
mean, when I was a teenager, all I thought about was losing weight. I wasn't understanding. When I was having a honey toast first thing in the morning with my hot chocolate, wouldn't eat all day, and then have very little meat and probably very little carbs or whatever in the evening. This is not good, but I didn't realize that at the time. But I do remember, specifically not wanting to have large portions of meat at any point. Um, Also told my mom that I would never be vegetarian because I didn't like vegetables. But I mean, obviously things change when you become more aware of your body and your
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
circumstances and stuff like that, for sure. And you just become you. Um, you evolve. When we know better, we do better kind of situation as well.
Yeah.
So
The type A, it's interesting. I'm looking at sort of the diseases sort of associated with the different blood types. The type A is predisposition to heart disease and diabetes. That's why more of a vegetarian. And they need to have calming centered exercises. Type A, it's the most robust immune system, most tolerant digestive system. This is type B, and more adaptable with other blood types. Again, balanced physical exercises, a well-rounded diet, right? However, these people may be more disposition to autoimmune disease like chronic fatigue, lupus, and multiple sclerosis. Interesting, eh? Type AB, doing the best they can between the two diets, tend to have lower rates of allergies, but heart disease, anemia are common throughout the AB blood types. And again, these are just theories, and it's about just reading and understanding and recognizing where the body needs correcting. Type O, right, do their best with intense physical exercises and animal proteins, while dairy products and grains cause issues. Again, gluten, lentil, kidney beans, corn, and cabbage can lead to weight gain in people with the type O blood type. So this is in his book there. Health conditions associated with the type O is asthma, hay fever, and allergies and arthritis. So you can see how that tends to go. I think that's cool.
It is very cool.
And this is the verywellfit.com.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, no, I find it really fascinating, but I look at it from the perspective again that it's kind of like that base work that people were starting to look at towards that personalized and individualized nutrition, whereas it is really stemming into more of a genetic situation as well too, like I was talking about. But and more about that. I think that really kind of just lights you up when you start talking about the genetic and the SNPs and the different diets according to your genetic makeup.
Well, I think it's very interesting, and I keep meaning to do that, and I just totally keep forgetting to do with GeneWise. If you've contact me if you have your 23andMe raw data, and I'd love to be able to help you with that, and dig in deep, because I think it's so fascinating that we can actually go that far and understand from a DNA perspective, diet, exercise, nutritional supplementation, all the great things that may not, and I felt that way with Euphoria, that the one is actually taking the supplement that was designed just for me.
Yeah.
I didn't feel any different. I didn't feel good. I just didn't, not like when you're taking a high antioxidant, or not when you're taking something that's revitalizing, when you're taking something that's changing the body. But when you're looking at that DNA base of things, these are things that you need to correct from the day that you were conceived, or support from the day you were conceived. Support. And so it's that ability to sort of stave off the progression of something, but supporting the body's natural deviations, I suppose. Yeah. So I think it's a very cool science, and I'm too busy wrapped up in other things to really do that. And perhaps this was a little like, Dana, hello.
It's too bad we didn't know somebody that could actually jump on and help us understand that a little bit more. That's really very focused in on genetic nutrition.
I don't know. We'll have to look.
I don't even know what you call it, to be honest with you. It is
It's called epigenetics.
Epigenetic nutrition and personalized nutrition. I don't know. But yeah, it's extremely fascinating. And I know when I do my nutritional consults, that's one of the questions that I ask people is what their blood type is. A lot of people don't know. And at this point, unfortunately, I'm not able to type them, but I'm getting around to that. So people that want to come in and get their blood typed and figure out what is the best diet for themselves, definitely we can do that when I get the serums.
The things with the stuff.
The things with the stuff, yeah. And then we can look towards a more... because I'm interested now whether I am an O or an A, because I really don't connect with the type of diet that it's saying I should be eating. Like I don't even think I could eat meat, to be honest with you now at this point. So But I do try to have a high protein diet because that's kind of my philosophy is the protein that we need in our diets for sustainability. So yeah, that's pretty interesting. And if you guys want to do some more research on your own, please, like I said, go get yourself go up to Bayou's Books, pick up the book, support
Or
local.
just order it online. I think
Yeah,
anything you can actually just
yeah.
call people the old school way. Call the store.
Phones. See, you can tell we're old school because we do this, as opposed to this.
I
Because you
guess
hold the
so.
phone. Yeah, that's what I
Hold the
say. Old
phone.
people like we do this, and new people because they're holding their phones.
Well, if we would have just kept our phones, we'd all be in the best space. If we'd all just would have kept our rotary phones, it would have been much better.
I think so. So, what do you have on agenda for this week, my dear?
I am working with my private group, my Wise Divine Woman private group, with how to eat for hormone health, digging in deep to the first month of that, and that's just in that group. And then working on, I think I was going to do vaginal health this week on my 3 p.m.
Oh, interesting. Interesting.
Vaginal dryness, vaginal health, pelvic floor health, kind of delving into the wonderful world of the yoni.
Yeah, that is. I like that name. That's pretty nice. But that's really cool.
Other than that, that's it. I'm in Barry's Bay on Friday to continue our work with thermography because that's just the way it goes. And yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it is really nice. I'm looking forward to getting a lot of stuff done. Working on my breast health program as well. And yes, that's enough. That's lots.
I am currently continually still working on my cleanup stuff
April
going
cleanup.
on in April cleanup, spring cleaning in my private group. We are looking at on a daily basis different aspects of really some chemical-free cleaning, little tips and tricks, and also looking at clean eating as well too. So this Thursday, I actually have a presentation, a lunch and learn going on at noon. And it's going to be clean eating 101. Like, where do you get started? How do you transition? What do you need to know to really begin to do a lot more clean eating? And clean eating, I think, is the basis for any good program. And it really is essential this day and age. And now that it's spring, we have access to so many wonderful local things. Head out to the farmers market on the weekends, or if you're lucky enough to have them on a regular basis in the bigger areas, please get out and get as much clean, fresh produce that you can, organic preferably, and and hunt down some recipes or connect with Dana and I and get some recipes or Google it or whatever. There's tons and tons of ways of being able to eat clean and on a budget as well too. It doesn't have to be expensive. And that's another thing that we talk about because people think, oh, it's cost so much money just to get a bag of apples, which it does, to be honest with you. But there's ways of being able to take a bag of apples and not let it waste either.
The cost of food this summer will unfortunately.
And this is where we have to head to our farmers markets and
support local
or start
grow
some
your own
seeds right now. The Tower Garden is one of those things that is amazing for stuff like that and is going to be so much cheaper in the long run. I mean, it's only about $60 a month for about a full year, and the Tower Garden is yours. And within that month, the produce that you can make, the greens that you could make.
Yes, Nadine's stuff looks fabulous.
Oh, yes, Nadine Law. She's got one going. So if you check out her site, there's tons of Tower Gardens around right now. This is why, I don't know if you guys can see, I've switched my room around a little bit because I'm going to be ordering my Tower Garden probably this week. I'm trying anyways. And I'm going to, preparing a spot for it because it's, I mean, to have fresh greens in your house all the time. You can grow strawberries, you can grow tomatoes, you can grow squash, you can grow so much, like little flowers, edible flowers as well too. Throw them in your salads, and the money that you save on this alone, because like I said, I went to buy a bag of apples the other day, and although you can't grow apples obviously on your tower garden,
But you have apples at home, so it's planting
yeah,
an apple tree
yeah,
for longevity.
yeah.
So,
Yeah, a bag of apples was like, and I bought the cheap ones, the no name ones, a big bag. It was still about $7, and all I did was I threw them in a pot and I made applesauce out of them. So it's going to last me a while for sure, because I have applesauce every day with my seed cycling. So yeah, something like that. A tower garden is amazing. Mandy says she started her seeds already. Yay! It's such a wonderful warm spring already that, you know, gardening season is going to be up here in Northern Ontario. What is it? The mark off time is May 24 is the gardening.
You'll be able to do earlier this
Yeah,
year.
but yeah, it's going to be earlier than normal for this year for sure. Whereas sometimes it's into June, unfortunately, but it's going to be way earlier this year. I mean, we're even opened up our pond, and I think we're looking to put our fish in within the next couple of days. So that's going to be great too. Mandy says she's eating her lettuce from her indoor garden pods already. Isn't that amazing? Don't they just taste so great, Mandy? I mean, that's just, and the nutrients that you get from them, and the really just the thought that they're so clean and organic, and she says she has a greenhouse where we move inside and outside. That's amazing. I have a little garden shed as well too, and I haven't started my seeds yet, but like I said, I'm looking to do my and we'll have to actually do seeds this year. I think I'm going to have to order my seeds online.
Better do it before they're all sold out.
Well, that's the thing though too. But are the greenhouses open? Are they?
Some would be open. I would highly doubt. Well, there'll be exclusive, short, brief periods for the grocery store greenhouses, because it's hard to say what they're allowed to have open and not have open during this time. It's not up yet, where it should have already been up here.
Well, that's it. Last year it wasn't. They didn't open out in my end of town, anyways. They didn't open the greenhouse.
But I would think the Azilda greenhouses or Frescues, things like that, are online available, and you'll be able to order direct for things. But if you want to order seeds, I would certainly get that done now.
Yeah,
or you should have already done it.
Yeah,
I would even think the stations that I did see, like, you know, when you're at the grocery store last month and you could see them, I would think they're all sold out now already.
Probably, yeah. I'll be getting, when I do my garden tower, the vertical gardening, they will have seeds and stuff in it anyways for starting up in the house and getting those going. I mean, it only takes maybe about 2 weeks, 3 weeks before you can actually start harvesting, especially some microgreens and some incredible like herbs and different things like that that are so yummy when they're so tender and young and fresh. So, yay.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, thanks so much for joining us today, everyone. See you tomorrow. Yes. And we'll probably continue the fun talk about different diets and nutrition.
Sounds good. Have a great day, everybody.
Thank you.